As you can see in the photo, the drone at the bottom is the biggest bee in the hive. He's got large eyes and is very furry. Here we have a larva developing in a cell. The way that the queen knows what kind of egg to lay, female or male, is by the size of the honeycomb that the workers have built. As you can see, the center of the frame, these are all the smaller cells that are the worker cells. The drone cells will always be at the corners and along the outer edges. Those are the larger sized honeycombs. Because the drone is larger, he needs a bigger cell to develop in. So when the queen puts her front feet on the cell, she's measuring the size. And so if she feels a smaller cell, she'll lay a worker, and if it's a larger cell, she'll lay a drone. That's why a queen must have working and healthy front legs. I've had queens with a paralyzed back leg, but her front legs were fine and the bees didn't replace her. But if your queen doesn't have healthy front legs to be able to measure the cell size, the bees will replace her. They have to. When it's a worker cell, the queen will put her rear end down in the cell, and as she's laying the egg, she will release sperm from her spermatheca to fertilize the egg. So all females in the hive are fertilized from fertilized eggs. When it's a drone cell, she will lay the egg with no sperm. It'll be an unfertilized egg. That's why we have the saying, drones have no fathers, but they have grandfathers. Early in the season, when sources are hard to find, pollen and nectar, depending on weather, can make a huge difference for how well the bees do. Drones will not be laid until the season is established and food sources are solid and easy to obtain. Then the queen will start laying drone eggs. Usually about 25% of the population will be drones. And drones are valuable. A lot of people say that they're worthless because they don't do anything. But you can't forget that the drone genes are what are carried forward, and it's the very drone genes that fertilize the eggs of the female workers. So the drones are very important. When a worker hatches from a cell, she has to do it all on her own. She gets no help. It's a struggle to be born. She has to chew her way through the capping and pull herself out. When the drones are born, they are helped by the workers who will help chew off the capping and pull the drone out of the cell. Drones also cannot feed themselves because they have very stubby tongues, so they are reliant on the workers to feed them. In a beehive, it's so funny. You can open up a hive and look at frames, and you'll see frames full of capped brood cells where the brood are growing. But you won't see drones there. Guess where the drones hang out? On the frames where the honey is, because they love to eat and they love to be fed, and they will beg the workers to feed them. Drones are a drain on the resources, requiring the workers to feed them, and also that they can't help out in any way. In the fall, unfortunately, they are kicked out of the hive. They're forced out, where they will die from cold and starvation. So they are not allowed to remain in the hive over winter.